Hey everybody, welcome to Process Server and Messenger. It's Monday, February 2nd, 2026. We got a great episode for you today. We're into a whole new world of business and stuff. We got a lot of computer stuff going on. We're going to be talking a lot about computer stuff. I think that's the technical term for it, computer stuff. We're doing business, we're doing computer stuff. And it's a whole new era of I don't know, entrepreneurship. Sure. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone, please check out my everything. You know, I got stuff everywhere. I got an X, I got Instagram, I got Threads, I got YouTube, I got TikTok, I got I'm on the UCLA One social media. So any, Bruin alumni out there on that, what's up? I got a patreon.com/process server and messenger. Go check that out. I put videos up there. It's a photo journal. It's a creative video photo space. That's kind of what it's morphing into. I got a Substack, and that's kind of like I'll call it creative writing space. Process server journaling space. I put kind of like short stories or thoughts. I do writing there, so check that out. Check it all out. It's appreciated. It all goes a long way. It all helps. It all contributes. I have a lot of numbers. I'm doing a lot of good numbers recently, and it's I'm taking it to a whole new level. So anyways, thanks for your support. Check out the stuff. Like, rate, review, subscribe, comment, interact, leave a message, do it all. Thanks. It helps. Let's start the show. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Process Server and Messenger, the podcast about life as a process server, life as a messenger, life as a small business owner. It's a podcast where you get to look into the life of someone trying to make it work. And if you're a person with an entrepreneurial spirit, excuse me, I don't like that thing sitting there, so I'm going to move it. It's kind of bothering me. If you're someone who likes to I don't know, be engaged in business, whatever. It's the show about life. It's the show about making it happen. It's a show about learning things. And we've been learning a lot. It's been a very learning weekend. I did a Friday show where I talked about, what's it called? Moltbook, OpenClaw, AI agents, and that blew up. That was the biggest thing I've ever done. I got more hits from that than anything I've ever done. And I spent the whole weekend kind of getting into AI agents and just spent the whole weekend learning about how I can use this computer machine. How can I could make this work for me in my business? And these things are powerful and they can do a lot. And this thing's powerful and it can do a lot. And if we can team it up, it's nothing but success. So I did a lot of looking into AI agents, and part of it was like a little bit of hype. Part of it is a little bit of like over-promising. Part of it is a little bit of like, I don't understand it. So you see it and you see scenarios and you don't understand what you're seeing, especially with AI and this OpenClaw and this Moltbook. We'll get into that more later. I'm just getting warmed up. We're going to start with a little bit of process server stuff. Just do a little tidying up on the business end, and then we're going to get into that. We're going to deep dive into that. I got a whole other thing set up right here. You guys can't see it, but I'm going to be recording my screen over here with my AI agent, which I got set up this weekend. It might be the world's dumbest AI agent and the least powerful of them all. But nonetheless, you got to start somewhere. I'm not really like very good at all of this stuff, so I'm learning. I'm new. I've been learning. I've been trying to get into this for 5 years, and every freaking day there's some new technology breakthrough, and these internet people and these computer people they're just moving way too fast. They're just, it's like giving a caveman a electric guitar. Like, it's just too much. They're far, either I don't understand it and they're not that far ahead of us, or they're light years ahead of us. And I feel like I'm taking one step forward and they're taking 10 steps forward every time. And I'm just slowly losing ground. I feel like I'm learning something and I'm on my way, but we'll get into that later. I got a whole thing set up. I'm going to do a demo. We're going to do a whole live computer thing. It's going to blow your mind. This is like computer stuff for not computer people. This is when business people and small businesses have to interface with technology. I think that we're at that crossroads of we're officially there in 2026, where AI, technology, computer science, programming, these things have moved so far forward that there's some people who are benefiting from it massively, and then you're a small business owner and you're wondering, how do I get in on this? How do I benefit from this? Can I understand it and use it? Or is it going to be what's get used against me? This is really, in my head, for my business, kind of like a chance to jump on board this thing. It's a moving train, and you got to jump on board, and you're never going to be ready, and you're never going to know. You're already behind. There's 10-year-old kids out there who are programming AI. I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm learning how to turn on my computer. So there's an element of I'm always going to be behind, but you got to jump on the train while it's moving, and you kind of have to fly the plane. You got to build the plane while you're flying it. It's just there's no escaping that. I'll get into that later. We're gonna start with some process server stuff. Just to update, just a Monday update. I like to do updates on Monday. I think I'm going to hold off on the newsroom updates from the California courts for today. I might pick that up next week, but I'm just too excited and focused on the computer stuff we're going to do. And I think that's the official term, computer stuff. I know it's like computer science or programming or coding, but I like to call it computer stuff. I think that's more, I'm like a guy and I'm trying to bridge over to that stuff. So I'm speaking the language of a guy. I don't want to adopt that language because I didn't go to school for that. I don't work in that environment. I'm not going to start stealing their language and their terms, even though it's correct. I'm a man of the people, and we call it computer stuff. Okay. We're going to get into that in a little bit. This weekend, I got a new client. I think I talked about that. I got a client, and she was coming from this dog. This dog sees me recording. He starts making noise. This weekend, I got a new client. I think I talked about it on Friday. This is a person that came over from another firm that left that firm, went to a different firm, and now they're using me because they used to use me over at that other place. And that's a great way to get new clients. And it worked out pretty well. I wasn't able to serve the person. I did speak to somebody who was at home, and they basically said, I don't know, they said this person doesn't live here. I think they knew who it was. I think the person I was talking to probably rents from the person who I was trying to serve. I think that it was that kind of situation. But I was glad I was able to speak to somebody. I was glad I was able to talk to somebody and get some answers and not have to keep going back and forth and knocking on the door and no one was there. It was in Beverly Hills, and that's kind of like a hit or miss area. A lot of people own homes and they rent them, or they rent them or they Airbnb them. Not really Airbnb in Beverly Hills, not in that area. But yeah, I'm glad the guy was home. The lights were all off when I got there, and I was worried that I was going to have to go back the next day and the next day and the next day and kind of exhaust attempts on somebody who didn't even live there. But fortunately, they were there, talked to him, nice person. I think they rent from the person I was trying to serve, and I was serving them a subpoena that my client had told me to serve personally. So I was able to kind of knock that job out, which is fine. They have other addresses to serve that guy. They told me they weren't sure where he lived, and they're going to try a couple of different addresses. And so I was doing the one in Beverly Hills. So it sounds like they kind of are going to get him at one place or the other. And it sounded like he did own the house. He was just they rented the house. That's what it sounded like, because the guy I was talking to, it seemed like he knew him. Then I went on to West Hollywood. And I think this was all Friday night. Went through West Hollywood, which is cool. I've been watching a lot of Vanderpump Rules, so I was driving through West Hollywood and, I don't know, just drove through West Hollywood and thinking about Vanderpump Rules. Me and my wife have been watching that. I've been telling you about that. We're all caught up. We watched all the old seasons. We're all caught up on all the new episodes. So we're good. We watched the documentary on the Randall scandal. We've watched all the Vanderpump. We're all caught up. Driving through West Hollywood, feeling good. Friday night, people were out. It was pretty lively. This dog went to the guy's apartment, and no answer, nobody there. That was a one where I went multiple times. I went 4 or 5 times, and nobody was ever there. And it's an apartment in West Hollywood, so you don't know. They might not live there anymore. The name on the directory was wrong. I just felt like that was a bad address. I made many, many attempts and kind of got to close that one out. So I finished all my work. That wasn't my first attempt. That was like my 4th or 5th attempt. So I closed that out on Friday, and I got to spend the rest of my weekend trying to learn AI and trying to learn agents and trying to learn what a computer is and all that stuff, which was a tremendous use of time. I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I made a jump. So yeah, I guess we'll just dive into it. The big, what everyone on my internet is talking about is this OpenClaw and this mold book and these Mac Minis where you set up an agent on a computer and you just let the computer, you put an agent on. I've been calling them agents. So if you're YouTubing this and you hear me say something wrong, go ahead and leave a comment. I'm just the guy learning it for the first time. So excuse me, I got to take care of this. I got to politely ask this dog to leave. He sees me podcasting. He sees me recording, and that's when he knows he can really that's when he can get the most out of me, I guess. Hey. Hey, no. Go. All right, sorry about that. So I bet some of you have dogs, so you'll understand my. It's all love, but dogs can be funny. So here's what we're gonna do. we're going to turn on the screen record. And I'm just recording it with my phone. I also have a GoPro. It's not turning on, so I'm going to wait for that to turn on, and maybe I'll start filming with that. But I feel like the camera is best. I don't know how to screen record on this computer, but whatever. I think this looks better. It looks a little. I'm like punk rock. I'm like lo-fi. The kind of lower. My style is a little bit. Screen record to me means record the screen, not you got a program that's going to record your screen. Plus, I just don't really use this computer a lot. I don't have a lot on it. I didn't know what to do with it until this weekend. I really didn't even know what to do with it. I just bought it and I have it. I have a Pi-4 and I got the Pi-5, and I used the Pi-4. Basically, when I got it, I was just trying to learn Linux and learn I was just using it as like a learning computer, like programming languages and learning computers. And I thought I could learn Linux, and I could be on a smaller, easier computer. I know I have a computer, I have a desktop where I do business, and it's a huge computer and it's powerful, and I use that for business. But that's more like I got work stuff on there. I got files on there. I don't want to be messing with that. I want that to be just clean, and for the most part, that's where I just do my business. That's just where I have all my business stuff. I have a MacBook that's a couple years old now, but that's what I've been using to record the podcast. And when I first started this business, not when I first started, that's not like the right way to put it. I got the MacBook so that I could, a couple years ago, to help me with my business, to help me email, to help me do all that. I just, I don't even know what I had before that. Some sort of laptop, probably. I don't even know what I had. Some sort of computer, some sort of laptop. But I never spent a lot of money on a laptop or a computer. I just, whatever was for sale, or usually like something that was like at my mom or dad's house, like something in the garage, like something that my sister had from school, or whatever I could find that was just like old. I really just used it to watch TV. I have, would go online and put on games on the screen. Not a whole lot of computing going into that. So I got the MacBook Pro years ago to help me run my business, so I can email and type and make proofs of service and kind of just run a business from my laptop. And then I upgraded a couple years ago to a powerful desktop business computer that runs on Windows, because I have a lot of Windows products and services, subscriptions and whatnot. So I have a Windows desktop computer, and I do a lot of my business stuff from there. And that's been set up for years, and that's been great. And I've been using that. It's a Lenovo, and I got that because I'm a process server. I'm a messenger. I go to law firms a lot, and I pick up documents. When you go to a law firm, I don't know how it is now, but everyone's has Lenovo. That's what they have. That's like, if you work for a law firm, you're running either the Lenovo ThinkPad, the laptop, or some sort of Lenovo desktop. That's what they all have. So I literally I went to Louis Brisbois. We'll call him Louis B. My friend used to call him Louis B. But we went to Louis Brisbois to pick up something, and they were I don't know if they were throwing out or what, but in the service elevator area of the mailroom, they had all their computers, like not all, 20 of them. And there were all these Lenovo desktop things and a couple ThinkPads. And I just remember thinking I was thinking about buying a more powerful computer. So I just went with that because that's just what I saw all the law firms have. So I thought if it's good enough for a law firm, it can be good enough for a process server. And then I didn't use this MacBook until I started recording this podcast. And now that's what I mostly do with this MacBook, is use it to record the podcast and kind of produce it live, whatever that means. I record the podcast from here. And that's kind of what my MacBook has become. But I've had this, I got the Raspberry Pi 4 to learn Linux stuff and programming stuff. I don't know why. I could have done it on any one of these computers. I could have. That's like wasteful of me, just buying random computers. You know, whatever. Sorry. I don't know. My stepfather-in-law is a computer guy. He builds robots and computers and stuff, and he has Raspberry Pis, and I heard him talking about it, and I saw how cheap they were, and I thought, if I'm going to learn the basics and I'm going to start to learn something, I'm going too straight to the basics. I don't want any frills. I want the cheapest thing, the smallest thing, and I'll learn how to use it. And if I need more power, once I learn how to wield that power, then I'll move on to more powerful tools. But for now, I kind of need the guardrails of, it doesn't have anything on it. I don't do anything with it except for this learning stuff. And I got the 4, and I don't know why I bought the 5. I think I just got FOMO. Like, I saw an advertisement that the 5 was new. When did the 5 come out? A year or two ago? And that it had an AI hat and so I got all that. It's pretty cheap. It's not that expensive. It wasn't it's not like a purchase I regret or anything, but I just really I wasn't using it because I was so busy serving people and being a process server that learning this stuff kind of took a back seat for a period. I was pretty good about trying to learn programming languages, trying to learn more about computers and how they work, and trying to learn about a lot of what I was trying to learn, I found, was all the software and programs that I already am signed up for, just learning how to use them better. I would learn how to do something programming or computer science wise, and then I would find out that a lot of the Microsoft or Adobe products that I have subscriptions for already do that stuff, and it's just about me learning like what a computer is, and did that for about 5 years, and here we are today. Which brings me to AI agents. And this last Friday was the 30th, and I recorded a podcast because Moltbook had just come out, and everyone online was talking about agents and the internet and blah, blah, blah. And I, again, kind of had some FOMO. I kind of thought, I've been talking about this for a long time. Setting up more automation for my business, having an assistant that emails people, having an assistant that does the status, that does the proofs, having this Jarvis-like guy program. I'm calling them agents. Some people say bots. I prefer agent. Maybe it is bot is better. You tell me. Maybe agent's wrong. I like agent. Maybe it's just because I watched The Matrix and that one guy, Agent Smith, is that his name? Guy, he's a cool guy. So agent, I think that's like professional. It's like respect, you're an agent. A bot to me sounds like a troll. Like a bot is like not a good thing. Maybe I'm wrong though. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is all new to me. I'm a process server. I'm learning computers for the first time in my life. Computers were always for the nerds, and I didn't want to be a nerd, I guess. I was an outdoor guy. I went surfing and skateboarding, but I wasn't a skater. Like I wasn't doing kickflips. I was just like cruising. It's like a kook, This is a guy surfing and skateboarding. I'm outside, going to the park, playing ball. And I'm 40 and I'm trying to learn computers for the first time. I'm not quite 40, but I'm getting there and I'm behind. So you tell me where I'm wrong. I'm sure the internet loves to tell people where they're wrong. I got a lot of learning to do. I got let's talk about it for a little bit. I got my agent up and running What I'm using is I wanted to put it on this Pi 5. I got the Raspberry Pi 5 here. Once this GoPro gets going, I'm going to really have some good footage for you. But I've been having some issues with my GoPro. I'll tell you what. That one's old too. So I got this Pi 5, and I thought the word on the street, on the internet street on Friday, was have an open claw agent connected to, tell me if I'm getting this wrong, Claude, have that connected to the Claude API, the Anthropic code software program, whatever. You get your OpenClaw agent attached to the Claude generative API thing, and you put it on a Mac Mini, and the Mac Mini runs the OpenClaw agent just right there on your Mac Mini, and you don't really put things on the Mac Mini. You just have it there running the bot. The bot's running things. The bot's on the agent. I call it a bot. The agent is on. It's connected to the internet. It's working. It's running. It's doing its thing. That's that was the. And then Friday they had the mold book, which was putting those agents onto a social media, and they have their own Reddit style social media. So I knew I'm not getting the Mac Mini. Plus, like, number one, I don't know what I'm doing. So to like jump to the highest level of expense, like, you know, if I was like super rich, no problem. I'll get a Mac Mini and have fun, go to town. You know, so number one, do I really want the Pi 5? What is this? Like $100, $150 for the whole shebang, you know? It's not that powerful. Baby steps. Maybe the less power is better because it gives me some guardrails to learn. And number one is I don't know what I'm doing and it's expensive. And number two is I don't know what I'm doing and I could hurt myself. I could hook this thing up and put it on my computer and put it online and give it all the permissions, which, you know, talking about computer stuff, permissions and guardrails. Hello. That's important. Okay. I'm finding that out. You need to give this thing permissions and guardrails. Otherwise it will just download anything. Man, I know I'm kind of all over the place with this stuff, but it's so new to me. I'm trying to explain what I'm doing here. And I'm not technical. I'm teaching myself. So what I ended up doing, instead of what real people do, is they get the Mac Mini and they put the OpenClaw agent on there, and they hook it up to like the Claude AI API, and that's going to be running there. The OpenClaw is the agent, and the Claude is it's like the language model. It's like that's the AI part where it's going to give the bot instructions, and that's the language part. It's going to generate what it should do, and then the bot's going to execute it. And so I thought, let's get this Pi 5, which I haven't been really using. Maybe this is why I bought it. It's kind of like I didn't realize when I got it that this is where I was going with it, but I'm glad I have it because here we are, and this is maybe the perfect use case for this. So I got the Pi 5, and then I also use ChatGPT to do this. So I got the Pi 5 running. I have a screen with the Pi 5 so I can see what I'm doing, and then I have my computer running with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is telling me kind of what to do, how to set this up. And I'm talking to ChatGPT and I'm asking ChatGPT, what do I want? What am I doing? Like, everyone's doing this. What do I want? Is this really what I want? Like, what's going on? Before I do something I can't reverse, help me out. Help me out here. Tell me if what I'm doing sounds crazy. So I got ChatGPT open, and what we decide is best is to, I got it written down here and I want to get it right because I don't quite understand it. I get it when it's written down, but basically the way I got this set up, what you've built. Okay, I've built like a very stupid agent. like the smallest style agent with the least amount of power. I have, man, it's a lot. Okay. Hold on. Because there's a couple things you got to run. It's all computer stuff, so it's hard to. I have something called. So I have the Pi-3, and I'm running Ollama, which is a language model. So that's like the. No, that's not the language. What is Ollama? They have it written here. Ollama, like. Oh, man. There's so much to go through. I'm running Ollama Phi, which is the language. Man. Ollama is the model, and then Phi is like, okay, the way that ChatGPT put it is Ollama is like the body and the Phi is like the brain. And so I'm running Phi-3 on Ollama, and I got, man. If you're a computer nerd and you're watching me struggle with this right now, take it easy. I'm an old dog. I'm trying to learn some new tricks. Okay. So I got the Phi-3 Mini and Ollama, and then I'm using Python. Let me just ask it. Let's see if I can get a direct. Describe my agent setup. Phi-3 Ollama Python. Let's see if I can get ChatGPT to describe what I'm doing for me. My agent stack, I got the hardware, Raspberry Pi, and it's running the Debian, Raspbian, whatever the OS is. The model runtime is Ollama, a local LLM server. Ollama is the engine. It stores the model. It runs inference on the CPU, exposes an API at localhost. Okay. The model is Phi-3 Mini. This is the language model that Ollama loads and runs. Okay, there you go. And then I have the agent host is the Python script. So I have a Python script that I got, and that's what actually asks the model what to do, and then decides what to do and runs the tools, and then loops, and then does the commands and reads the files. The Python does all of that, but it's using the Phi-3 Ollama brain to think. And then so that's how it works. It's I got a Pi-5 with an Ollama LLM server. I'm using the Phi-3 Mini as a language model, and then a Python script agent controller. It's okay. It says, what is this called accurately? Local tool using AI agent, single agent, human in the loop, LLM, tool runner architecture, Ollama backed agent. Okay, so I got like a really dumb agent here. It's super not powerful, super slow, barely. Let me ask it: is my agent actually an AI agent? This is according to your setup is actually an AI agent, not kind of. Technically and architecturally, it is an AI agent. So I did it. This is interesting. What defines an AI agent? An AI agent must have all four of these: a model, which is the reasoning engine, tools, ways to act on the environment, a control loop, decide, act, observe, repeat, and then a goal provided at runtime. If anything, one of these is missing, it's not an agent. So my model is Phi-3 Mini running via Ollama. The tools are shell commands and file reading, system info. This is all through Python. They do control loops, output, blah, blah, blah. And then you meet every requirement by the strict technical definition used in AI research and production systems. Your setup is an AI agent. So, round of applause for me. I actually set up an AI agent and it's working. And we're gonna hit record on the old phone screen recorder. I don't even have a screen recorder. That's how little I know about computers. I'm literally recording it with my phone. And here we go. So there it is right there. I'll put that up. We'll do the magic of movie production and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. You can see there I already opened it up. And you ask it tasks. So I said hello and then it failed. Which it does sometimes. Hello, how can I assist you there today? So I'll say, let's say you can see at the bottom it says the task. So let's say I'm podcasting right now. We're talking about you. And you can see it's kind of slow and the pie is about to catch on fire, but it's thinking. Now, one thing that I found was interesting, I was tinkering with it the other day. I had it set up finally. It took me forever to even understand the stack, like what I was putting on there. Or how, I'm like, can I go to openai.com and let me go to openclaw.com and download the bot? That's how I was like, thinking this was going to work. And no, first I got Ollama and then I thought that was going to work. And they're like, no, you need Phi-3 Mini. And then I was like, okay, cool. That's up and running. Now what? And then they were like, well, you have to set up your Python, I don't know, file, script. What do you call it? So I created the Python 3 agent.py. You can see it right there, agent.py, which is just we can open that up too. Let's, I don't like doing this. This is not good. See, when you type quit, it takes forever to leave, but you can see it's thinking. I'm podcasting right now. We're talking about you. Yeah. I don't even know what that response is. My agent kind of hallucinates and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now I want to show you, this is the Py file, the Python. This is the agent. This is its instructions, which I got all from ChatGPT. This is what's kind of interacting with the brain and running you have to give it rules. This is the thing that determines how it acts. This is the file that kind of gives the action. This is like the executive branch of the agent. And this isn't the first version of this file, because I had a version of this file before this one. And that one was tripping. It had barely any instructions, no guardrails, it had permissions to do everything. There was no limits on what it could do. And I basically like opened it up and I said hi, and it said hello back. And then I asked it something like, can you help me make more money as a process server? And then it started like, okay, downloading this. Okay, deleting that. Okay, downloading this. Okay, deleting that. Okay, I'm going to do this. And it started like just explain. And it was like doing way too much. Fortunately, I don't think any of it like ran. I think the thing broke before any of it was able to execute. But I tried to quit. I terminated the service. I don't know what I did. Went to ChatGPT and I said, I'm in trouble. What do I do? And it said, here, shut it down and just, so I tried to quit it just like I did here so I can open up the Python file that defines what it can do. And when I hit quit, it started giving me got it. We'll download Quail. We'll install Quail. We'll open up Quail. Now accessing this website and now going on to this to download Quail. I don't know what Quail is. I said quit and started trying to download something called Quail. Like this thing really was up and running. It's already through the terminal here. It's already connecting to the internet and trying to download stuff and really running my computer. So on the one hand, I was like really proud and happy because the thing I had tried to do was actually working. But on the other hand, I was like, thank God there's nothing on this computer. Like, thank God there's nothing else here. Like this is crazy. This thing is just up and running and already trying to download and overwrite stuff. And so I consulted with ChatGPT. I said, hey, whoa, what just happened? And apparently my agent was hallucinating. And when I said quit, it hallucinated Quail and started trying to download some program called Quail. And then I started looking up AI hallucinations. And I was like, I've heard of this, of course, but you think of it in terms of like generative art, like it's making an image and it's hallucinating weird things and you're telling it to do something and it makes something else. It's a whole nother thing when an agent that has access to your computer and can like read and write files and has no guardrails. When that thing starts hallucinating, that could be an expensive problem for you. That could be a big time problem. So I went back to ChatGPT and we consulted a little bit and we decided that we need to rewrite this file and kind of give this agent a little more, guardrails just in case it freaks out again, just in case it starts tripping again. So this is the file. And I know this is not good, but because I don't know how to code and program, I just copy paste from ChatGPT. I just do. One day I'll learn what all this is. I kind of have an idea. I'm in the process of learning. And one day I'll figure out exactly what each one of these things actually means. Every line I'll be able to explain to you. And I'll be able to mess with it myself and make it perfect for my purposes. But for now, I just want the thing up and running. I just want to see if it works. And it does. So I'm pretty proud of myself, but I don't know if you should be copying and pasting directly from these, from these generative language AI. That's what I did the first time, and the thing hallucinated and almost deleted the whole computer and tried to download a quail. Okay, so there's really you gotta, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. But here's the file we came up with. You could look at it yourself. I think that's like I want to change the name of it. I'm going to figure out a cool name for my agent. Man, I cannot get this GoPro working. Something's up. That's okay. We don't need it. But yeah, I'm going to change the name of the agent. But this is the Python that gives its instructions and tells it what it can and can't do, and tells it how to interact. And then the Phi-3 and the Ollama kind of work together to feed information into this, and then this is what executes and does the actual work on the computer. So let's go back. Let's see if I can get back. Yeah, okay. We're going to go back to the agent. So there it is. You run the Python file, and then here you are. You go, hello. I'm podcasting right now about AI agents. ... about you. Let's see if I can get it to interact and kind of show you this is where I'm at. There's more things you can do. You can automate it. You can have it do stuff. I'm just talking to it right now. It's just like communicating with me. Let's see if I can make a file with it. Let's see if I can tell it to save a file on my desktop, and let's see if it will do that. I haven't even tried to do that. This is the only thing I've done. I spent all weekend setting this up and making my mistakes and just getting it up. And then I spent the rest of the weekend understanding what the heck I just did, which I kind of messed that up because I really have a hard time explaining. But eventually we're going to get this thing, dialed in. See, Ollama request failed. Come on. Let's just do hello. Let's see. I got to work out the kinks, but you can see it kind of works. And right now I'm just using it as the way I would ChatGPT. I'm in my terminal. I'm talking to it. It's responding back to me. It's local. That's what I like. That's what I want. I want a local. I don't need it connected to the internet, it is, but I don't need it connected to the, the APIs. I think that's what, I hope I'm saying this all right. I don't need it connected to Claude or ChatGPT. Hello there. I am a PyTerminal agent provided to you for reading and command execution only. Yeah, so there you go. There's the response. Let's see if I make a file and save it to my desktop. Name the file hello. Let's see if it'll do that. I'll tell you if it does. Okay, see, okay, I haven't given it permission. Okay. That's good, actually. I can set the permission later, but you kind of don't want it asking or writing files yet until I know what it's doing. I'm gonna, let's see, give it a goal. All right, let's give it a goal. Okay. Oh, here's an interesting one. What would you do next if I said nothing? Very meta. Very meta. But right now, because I can't, so you can see that I asked it to make a file and said it cannot be completed as requested due to strict rules prohibiting software installation without sudo privileges on Raspberry Pi. Please request manual approval and additional. That means I got to update my file and kind of give it those permissions to do that. It seems like there might be misunderstanding of instructions or commands I can use without breaking the strict rules. However, since no specific command was posed, assuming we are idle, only could simply read system information as follows. Okay. So my goal is to get this thing working for me, and I'm glad that I got it up and running. And I think that's a nice thing. Yeah. I'm proud of myself that I got it up and running. Because it took a long time, and to even understand what it does is kind of, I want to get more clients that serve CT Corporation System in Glendale, CA. So that's kind of what I'm getting towards. I don't need it to be too technical. I don't need it to be doing real computer stuff for me. I just need it to help me run my business, and I need it to kind of assist me in what I'm doing. And just, it'd be great if I can have it living on the Pi for now. Maybe man, I got too many rules on this thing. It does nothing now. But what I'm trying to do essentially is the next thing I got to do is work on that Python file and try to give this agent like the ability to do stuff, but also not tell it not to mess up my computer. But yeah, the whole idea of this is AI and technology and computers. It's got to start working for me. It's got to start helping me in my life. I'm a working guy. I have a business. Technology is supposed to help. Technology is supposed to make things easier. And sometimes this stuff is so hard. It's so out of reach. It's like computer and tech people are doing this stuff, and they're in the future and they're on Mars, and I feel left behind. Like, I need this stuff to start impacting my life in a positive way. I need this stuff to start helping my business run. I need this stuff to it's got to start benefiting working class people and benefiting people with businesses and benefiting people with jobs. It's got to start benefiting people more so, and not just, I don't want to say anything critical. I don't want to be like a downer. I'm not like, but you hear about AI. I'm not a doom and gloomer. I'm not like, I don't think that, I never saw Terminator. I don't care what happens in that movie. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I don't really buy into that. But you hear stuff about how AI is going to automate certain jobs, and then people lose jobs, and then so many people get fired. And or they're worried about the future of their job. And a lot of AI job news is about how AI is going to replace people. And I want it to start helping people. Like, I need to start using this thing. I need to use this thing to improve and be better and help me out, and not just all doom and gloom news. It's got to start helping out people, which it already has. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to disparage anything. It's all great, but I have to get this thing up and running like this week, and it's got to start. Now, part of this is on me because I don't know what I'm doing, but I need to modify my Python to make it. This is a new Python file because the old one that I had, it could do anything. It was doing too much, and it was causing a problem. Now it can't do anything, so I got to tweak it. I got to dial it in. But, this week, this thing's got to start working for me. This thing's got to start helping me. I want to be a use case. I want my agent to be a use case for how regular process servers how landscapers, how construction workers, how delivery people, how anybody with a small business, how you can actually implement these things into your life and benefit and grow, and not just pay subscriptions for stuff that you don't know how to use and you don't even realize what it does. And then it's benefiting in groups of people, but you're kind of feeling left behind. So I'm happy that I got this thing up and running. I think that's like a massive achievement for me, and I have a lot of hope that I'm going to be able to use this. Even though right now it's like not great. I'll get it there. I just wanted to give you, like, show you proof of life. So I think I've done that. I've given you proof of life. To show you that I got the thing up and running. And I'm not crazy. I think this thing can help me. This is the first time in a while that I have felt that technology is here for me in a good way. And that this is the first time in a while where I felt hopeful about it, and that this is like a moving train, and I can get on board, and I can actually do something with this. I really do. I'm going to try to keep it cheap. I'm going to try to keep it local. I'm going to try to keep it very dialed into what I'm trying to do, and I'm not trying to go crazy and get a Mac Mini and run OpenClaw and get on Moltbook. That's what first kind of inspired me, is I wanted to get on Moltbook, but then I realized I have no idea what I'm doing. So, like, I'm glad that the inspiration was there. And it really kind of was a kick in the butt for me. So I'm on my way. I think I did a good thing. I think I can have this locked in and dialed in. It's just, you have to really you really have to think about what exactly you want it to do, because at the end of the day, it's a computer and you got to tell it what to do. So you have to really lock in what exactly you're trying to accomplish. Let's see. what you thought an AI agent was versus reality. I don't know. What you actually built so far. I showed you what I built so far. We're proud of it, even though it can't do anything. Skills you didn't expect to learn. No, I don't learn very much nowadays. I'm just going on the fly. Changed about how you see work, where you're going next. I'm just going to help it build my business, help me run my business the right way, make things easier for me. Yeah, so that was my AI agent journey. I'm still learning. I still don't really. These are the first times I've heard of any of these things. Ollama Phi-3 Mini. I didn't even understand what the stack was like. I don't understand how these things work together. I spent all weekend trying to figure that out, and I just went through this whole podcast barely able to explain it. But I conceptually, I think I kind of have an idea. And we're just going to keep modifying this Python file to make sure that it's doing what I want it to do. Yeah, we'll go from there. I think I'm going to keep updating the podcast in this way. I think I'm going to keep going with the AI agent process server podcast. I think for the next couple episodes, it's going to be mostly about how I build this thing out. And I guess technically I'm vibe coding it. If vibe coding means copying and pasting from ChatGPT, then I'm vibe coding. And we're gonna learn, and we're gonna dial this agent in, and this agent is gonna be right now. This agent is a baby that's dumb and can't even walk, can't even write a file, and we're gonna build this thing into something that can help a working individual, something that can actually have real life benefits to the working person, to the person with a small business and a job. If you make surfboards, whatever you're doing, whatever your business is, you sell lemonade, whatever you're selling sandwiches, whatever you do, these tech people and these computer nerds, they're living in the future, and we got to bridge this gap. It can't just be an AI tool where, some mega company lays off thousands of workers. It's got to be helping people in their lives. And for me, that means this agent's got to start making me some money or helping me, be a better process server, giving my clients the experience they deserve. And with that, remember, everybody, go to servect.net. That's my website where I serve documents to CT Corp and LegalZoom. That's what I do. This AI agent stuff's going to help me get there, and it's going to help me do that. But I serve documents to Uber, Lyft, PayPal, Experian, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Walmart. I don't know who else is there. Everyone's there. LegalZoom, CT Corporation System in Glendale, California. These are registered agents for giant corporations. So if you're serving documents to any of these people, that's where it goes, to Glendale in California, CT Corporation System. And I go there just about daily. I'm there all the time. I'm a specialized process server. It's a specialty thing. I'm boutique and bespoke, and I'm the best. I give you the best rates. It's cheap, but not cheap service. It's good for your wallet, good for your case. You want to get your cases started on the right foot. You want to serve these people and move forward correctly, accurately, swiftly. You want your proofs to be right, accurate. You want to get them back right away. Bing, bang, boom. Best process server for your buck. You go to servect.net and you get in touch with me. My name's Nick. Send me an email, info@servect.net, info@servect.net, info@servect.net. There's links to it everywhere. Check it out. If you're serving documents to Uber, Lyft, Patreon, PayPal, Experian, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, man, everyone's there. ADP, it's just a place to serve your documents. And if you're serving these people, something happens with Uber, something happens with Lyft, you need to serve them with some documents, you get in touch with me. Number one, you're going to be happy. You're going to move forward with your case. You want to get your case started on the right foot. And the best way to do that is to serve the documents correctly the first time with the best process server in the world. I can't prove that, but I'm just going to say it. That's how I feel in my heart. My name is Nick. You go to info@servect.net. No, you send an email to info@servect.net. You go to the website, servect.net. You get in touch with me, and you'll be happy. Been doing this for a long time. Got a lot of satisfied customers and longtime clients who can tell you that we do a great job. So on Friday, I'll keep you guys updated on how this agent is improving. Hopefully, we can make some steps by Friday. We can get this thing running and taking it all to the next level. I'm a tech company now. I'm a process server tech AI agent process server. We're living in the future. And I will see you in the future on Friday. Bye-bye.